What if I told you that the biggest block between you and more money isn't your job, your background, or even your education, it's your thinking? Yes, your brain, the way it's been conditioned to think about money, success, and your own value. The truth is, most people are unknowingly running on a mental program of scarcity. They've been told all their lives that money is hard to make, that success is only for the lucky few, and that their dreams are too unrealistic. And without even realizing it, they've adopted these beliefs as their truth. But the moment you recognize that your thoughts are shaping your financial reality, everything begins to shift. If you want to make more money in the next 30 days, you must first retrain your brain to see money differently, to feel differently about it, to expect it, and to believe that it's already within your reach. Your brain is like a computer. It runs on the software of your past experiences, your environment, and most powerfully, your repeated thoughts. If you've been programmed with fear around money, with guilt for wanting more, or with beliefs like money doesn't grow on trees, then no matter how hard you work, you'll always subconsciously block the very abundance you desire. This is why some people can work nonstop and still feel broke, while others seem to attract wealth effortlessly. It's not about luck. It's about mindset. It's about the dominant thoughts they allow into their minds every day. Now imagine spending the next 30 days deliberately shifting those thoughts. Imagine waking up each day and catching yourself when scarcity creeps in, when you think, I can't afford that, or that's too expensive. Pause and ask yourself, what if I could afford it? What if I deserve to have it? What if instead of saying, I'm broke, you say, I'm learning to manage money wisely? These small mental shifts seem subtle, but they rewire the brain to look for solutions instead of limitations. You stop being a victim of your finances and start becoming the architect of your wealth. To rewire your money mindset, you must flood your brain with new thoughts, thoughts of possibility, thoughts of expansion, thoughts of power. It begins with becoming radically aware of the mental stories you tell yourself about money every day. Do you think rich people are greedy? Do you feel guilty when you receive more than others? Do you secretly believe you'll always struggle no matter what? These aren't harmless thoughts. They're anchors. And if you don't release them, they will weigh you down for life. Start replacing those stories. Tell yourself daily, I am worthy of wealth. I am open to receiving more. I attract opportunities with ease. I am learning. I am growing. And money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. Say it, feel it, and repeat it. Your brain doesn't care if it's true right now. It only cares about what it hears consistently. That's how it rewires. That's how it builds new neural pathways that align with the life you want to live. The reason this shift is so powerful is because once your brain believes you are capable of earning more, you begin to act differently. You show up with more confidence. You notice opportunities you used to ignore. You take actions you used to avoid. It's not magic, it's biology. The neurons in your brain are firing in new patterns. The inner critic gets quieter. The fear of failure shrinks. And the part of you that knows you're meant for more gets louder and stronger every single day. This isn't about faking confidence. It's about retraining your subconscious to work with you, not against you. It's about seeing money as a tool, not an enemy. It's about releasing shame and embracing possibility. In the next 30 days, the more you challenge the limiting thoughts and replace them with empowering ones, the more you will begin to feel different. That feeling of belief, of certainty, of abundance, that's what draws money in. That's what puts you in alignment with the habits and actions that generate income. You don't need to force it. You don't need to hustle yourself into burnout. You just need to wake up every day and decide to think differently. Choose one empowering thought and repeat it until your body believes it. When doubt shows up, meet it with clarity. When fear whispers, remind it of your power. Rewiring your mindset doesn't happen overnight, but with consistency, your entire reality can shift in just 30 days. Because the moment your brain believes it's possible, your life will start to prove it. The brain is a goal-seeking machine. It thrives on direction, clarity, and purpose. You want to train your brain to make more money in the next 30 days. You need to give it something specific to aim for. Vague desires like, I want to be rich or I want to earn more won't trigger the deep mental focus required to bring real change. What your brain needs is a clear, measurable, emotionally charged financial target, something it can lock on to, visualize, and pursue with laser-like precision. Without a clear goal, your actions are scattered, your motivation weakens, and your results reflect that confusion. Think of your mind like a GPS system. If you don't enter a destination, it can't guide you anywhere. But the moment you type in an exact address, the system immediately starts calculating the best route. Your brain works the same way. The moment you decide, I want to earn $2,000 more this month, or I will land 3 new clients in the next 30 days. Your subconscious begins searching for paths to make that outcome real. You'll notice new ideas. You'll see opportunities that were invisible before. That clarity activates your brain's reticular activating system, the part responsible for filtering information. And suddenly, the world seems to rearrange itself to support your goal. But don't stop at the number. You must also define your why. Why do you want that extra money? What will it do for your life, your family, your sense of freedom? Money without meaning is empty. But when money becomes tied to your deeper desires, security, growth, contribution, freedom, your brain treats that goal as urgent. Now it's not just about money. It's about purpose. It's about transformation. That emotional connection creates momentum. It fuels you on the days when progress feels slow. It reminds you why the discomfort of growth is worth it. Over the next 30 days, your job is to get radically clear about your financial target and the reason behind it. Write it down. Look at it daily. Speak it aloud. Your brain learns through repetition. The more you reinforce that clear outcome, the more your subconscious begins to believe it's inevitable. And when the belief becomes strong enough, your thoughts, emotions, and actions begin to shift to match it. You make decisions from a place of confidence. You take risks you would have avoided before. You say yes to growth and no to distractions. The reason so many people stay stuck financially isn't because they lack potential. It's because they lack clarity. They're operating from scattered intentions. One day they want a promotion. The next they want to start a business. The next they want to save. Their focus is divided. But you can't hit a moving target. If you want results in 30 days, you need to choose one financial goal and make it your obsession. That doesn't mean ignoring other responsibilities. It means aligning your energy, your time, and your mental focus toward one powerful outcome. And don't wait for the perfect plan before you start. Clarity doesn't mean knowing every step. It means knowing the direction. Once you set the goal, trust that the how will unfold. Always does when you commit. Your job is to stay aligned with the outcome. When doubt creeps in, return to your vision. When excuses show up, return to your why. Train your brain to stay focused on what you want, not what you fear. Your thoughts are like seeds. The more you focus on the result, the more that result begins to take root in your reality. Each morning, remind yourself, what is my financial target this month? Why does it matter to me? What one action can I take today to move toward it? These small, intentional check-ins create massive internal alignment. And when your mind and actions are aligned, success accelerates. You'll start to notice how much time you used to waste doubting yourself. You'll see how many resources were always around you, just waiting to be activated by your clarity. Money doesn't just come to those who work hard. It comes to those who are clear about what they want and committed to making it real. So be bold. Declare what you want. Be specific. Make it real in your mind before it becomes real in your life. Your brain will do everything in its power to help you reach that goal as long as you give it something clear to work with. And once you train it to lock onto that vision, you'll be shocked at how fast things start to shift. All progress starts with clarity, and clarity combined with commitment creates unstoppable momentum. One of the most powerful tools you can use to train your brain to make more money is visualization. Your mind responds to images far more intensely than it does to words alone. What you imagine repeatedly, your brain begins to accept as truth. When you visualize your financial goal as if it's already accomplished, you create a mental blueprint for your subconscious to follow. It's like rehearsing success before it happens. You train your mind to normalize abundance, to get familiar with prosperity, and to emotionally connect with the outcome long before it shows up physically. This is more than just wishful thinking. Neuroscience has proven that when you vividly imagine an experience, your brain activates the same neural circuits as if you were actually living that experience. That means if you spend just a few minutes each day seeing yourself making more money, receiving payments, closing deals, or building something valuable, you're literally rewiring your brain to expect and attract those outcomes. And that expectation shifts everything. Most people only rehearse problems. They visualize failure. They imagine what could go wrong, how things might fall apart, how they might be judged or rejected. And their brain, not knowing the difference between real and imagined events, prepares for those outcomes. The result, anxiety, hesitation, and avoidance. But when you flip that pattern and rehearse success, instead you build confidence. You train your nervous system to feel safe in wealth. You build a sense of certainty that overrides fear. In the next 30 days, make it a non-negotiable habit to visualize your financial success every single day. It doesn't need to take more than 5 minutes. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine your desired outcome as if it's happening now. See the numbers in your bank account. Feel the relief and joy of receiving payments. Picture yourself confidently offering your service, negotiating deals, or being appreciated for your value. Let it become real in your mind. Add emotion to it. Emotion is the glue that helps the brain retain and prioritize new patterns. And don't just imagine the end result. Mentally rehearse the process too. Visualize yourself waking up early, staying focused, finishing that project, reaching out to that client, following through on your promises. The more you mentally practice the steps to success, the more natural they feel in real life. Your brain will begin to see these actions as part of your identity, not something you're trying to force, but something you simply do. Over time, this mental rehearsal reduces resistance, calms the fear of change. It quiets the voice that says, "You've never done this before," and replaces it with one that says, "This is who I am now." And that shift in identity is what leads to lasting results, because you don't attract what you want, you attract what you believe. And belief is strengthened through repetition, imagery, and emotional engagement. Pair your visualization practice with intentional breathwork or soft music if you like. Create a ritual that signals to your brain, "This is the time I align with my future." That practice be sacred. Let it be consistent. Even if nothing changes in your outer world at first, know that change is happening within. The roots are growing before the fruits appear. The mind must be trained before the money flows, and consistently. It's also helpful to create visual reminders of your goal throughout your day. Use sticky notes, wallpapers, symbols that represent your success. Every time you see those cues, pause for just a few seconds and reconnect with your mental image. This keeps your goal alive in your awareness. It keeps your focus sharp. It stops you from drifting back into autopilot or self-doubt. Some days the vision will feel strong and clear. Other days it might feel distant, but keep showing up. The consistency of visualization is what builds the habit of belief. And once belief becomes strong enough, it will guide your words, your choices, and your actions without effort. You'll begin to operate from a place of expectation, not desperation. That shift in energy is magnetic. It draws opportunities, people, and ideas that match your new mindset. So as you move through the next 30 days, don't just work hard. Train your mind to see the success first, because when you see it clearly in your mind, you're already halfway there. There's a reason why the most successful people in the world speak affirmations into their lives every single day. It's not just a ritual, it's a reprogramming process. If you want to train your brain to make more money in the next 30 days, you must begin feeding it a new language. The subconscious mind is always listening, always recording, and always guiding your behavior. If you spent years repeating limiting phrases like, I can't afford that, I'm not good with money, or people like me don't get rich, then it's no surprise your life keeps reflecting those beliefs. But the beautiful truth is you can change that. You can speak a new truth into your mind, one that aligns with abundance, worthiness, and wealth, and over time your brain will begin to accept it. Affirmations aren't just positive thinking. They're focused, repeated declarations of identity and intention. When you say, "I am a money magnet," or "I attract wealth effortlessly," you are interrupting your old program and replacing it with new instructions. These new instructions act like seeds. At first, they feel unfamiliar. They might even feel like lies. But the more you repeat them, the more those seeds take root. And once they do, they begin to shape your thoughts, shift your emotions, and influence your actions. You must understand your brain believes what you tell it the most. If every day you affirm scarcity, you'll notice lack everywhere. But if every day you affirm abundance, your mind will begin to scan your environment for proof of opportunity. That's not magic, it's biology. Your brain filters millions of bits of information each moment. Chooses to focus on depends entirely on what it believes is important. So when you begin to affirm your financial power every morning, before your feet even hit the floor, you are training your mind to treat wealth building as a priority. And consistency is everything. One affirmation session won't change your life, just like one workout won't build a strong body. But done daily, affirmations begin to rewire the neural pathways in your brain. Over time, they shift your emotional set point. You begin to feel more confident. You start to expect more from yourself. You begin to align with the version of you who makes smarter financial choices, takes bold action, who doesn't hesitate to ask for what they're worth. Create a short list of 5 to 10 affirmations that speak directly to the future you're building. Say them out loud every morning and every night. Don't just recite the words, feel them. Let your body respond. Look in the mirror when you say them. Eye contact builds belief. Even if your inner voice resists at first, keep going. That resistance is proof you're pressing against old programming. The breakthrough lies on the other side. Some powerful affirmations to get you started. Money flows to me in both expected and unexpected ways. I create value and I am richly rewarded for it. Every day, I become more confident in my ability to earn and manage wealth. I release all fear and guilt around money and step fully into my power. I deserve financial freedom and take aligned action toward it daily. These statements may not match your current reality yet, but they reflect your desired identity. And that identity must be installed in your subconscious before your reality catches up. Think of affirmations as brain training. Just as an athlete conditions their body to perform, you are conditioning your mind to succeed financially. You are telling your brain, this is who I am now. And then you're proving it with repeated language and consistent behavior. Combine your affirmations with visualization for even deeper impact. As you speak the words, see the result. As you declare abundance, imagine receiving the payment. As you affirm wealth, feel the emotion of financial security. The combination of spoken word and mental imagery creates a powerful emotional signature, and that's what your brain responds to most. Emotion accelerates learning. It makes the affirmation stick, and yes, there will be days when doubt whispers louder than your affirmations. Days when your old beliefs try to pull you back into familiar patterns, but don't stop. Those are the moments when your brain is being stretched, restructured, and transformed. Keep speaking your truth, especially when it's uncomfortable. That's when it matters most. If you commit to this process for the next 30 days, if you speak life into your finances every single day, you'll begin to notice subtle shifts. You'll carry yourself differently. You'll ask for more. You'll expect more, and you'll receive more. Because when your inner world begins to believe in your value, the outer world will rise to meet it. There's a profound power in small, consistent actions. When we think about making more money, especially in a short time like 30 days, the mind can easily become overwhelmed. It starts imagining massive changes, risky leaps, or stressful hustle. But in truth, the most sustainable and effective financial transformations come not from doing everything at once, but from doing one aligned thing each day with intention. If you want to train your brain to make more money, it's not just about what you believe or visualize, it's about what you do consistently. The brain is designed to build habits through repetition. Every time you take an action that aligns with your financial goal, no matter how small, you reinforce a new identity. You tell your brain, this is who I am now. I follow through. I move forward. Create income. And when that message is sent every single day, the brain adapts. It begins to crave progress. It starts to look for ways to continue the momentum. That's when change starts to feel natural, even automatic. It's easy to underestimate the impact of small steps. But the truth is, one message sent, one call made, one idea pursued, done consistently, can lead to breakthroughs. Think of it like planting seeds. Each action might seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, those seeds take root. They grow. And eventually, they bear fruit. But if you wait for the perfect time or the perfect strategy, you miss the power of daily movement. Action, even imperfect, builds clarity, and clarity builds confidence. Start by identifying actions that are directly aligned with your financial goal. If your goal is to make an extra $4 in this month, what's one thing you could do today to move toward that? Maybe it's reaching out to a past client. Maybe it's posting your service online. Maybe it's researching a new opportunity. Whatever it is, commit to doing it. Not tomorrow, not next week, today, and then do it again tomorrow. And the day after, 30 days of small, courageous steps will take you further than 30 days of waiting for the right moment. These actions don't have to be dramatic. In fact, the simpler and more sustainable, the better. The key is alignment, is the action moving you closer to the version of yourself who earns more, creates more, and receives more. If yes, then it matters. The brain learns best through action that is emotionally connected. So when you take these steps, link them to your why. Remind yourself of the bigger vision. Remind yourself that each move, no matter how small, shaping your future. And don't skip the emotional reward. After each daily action, celebrate it. Acknowledge it. Let your brain associate progress with a feeling of success. This reinforces the habit loop and makes it easier to stay consistent. We often wait to celebrate until we've reached the end goal. But the real transformation is happening in the process. You are becoming someone new through the act of showing up for yourself every single day. There will be days when motivation is low, days when doubt creeps in and whispers that your effort isn't enough. Remember, discipline is more powerful than motivation. The person who wins financially isn't always the smartest or most connected. Often it's simply the one who kept showing up, even when it was inconvenient. That kind of consistency creates momentum. And momentum is magnetic. It attracts opportunities, builds trust in yourself, and compounds into visible results. Also, allow yourself to reflect regularly. At the end of each week, look back and ask, what actions did I take that moved me forward? What worked? What needs adjusting? This kind of reflection sharpens your intuition and helps you stay aligned. It turns your 30-day goal into a living, evolving process that grows with you. Training your brain to make more money isn't just about thinking differently. It's about behaving differently. It's about proving to yourself every day that you are capable, resourceful, and moving forward. You don't need to know every step right now. You just need to commit to taking one aligned action today, and then do it again tomorrow. Over time, those actions will rewrite your story, not just in your mind, but in your reality. Your brain is constantly learning from experience. Every decision, every result, every win, even every failure is information it uses to shape your beliefs and expectations. That's why tracking your progress and reflecting daily is not just a productivity tip. It's a brain training strategy. If you want to make more money in the next 30 days, you need more than just vision and action. You need a system that reinforces success, that builds evidence of growth, and that rewires your mind to expect progress. Most people take action but never pause to review. They chase goals without ever checking in to see what's working or where they're evolving. This leads to burnout, confusion, and a constant feeling of not enough. But when you train your brain to notice growth, no matter how small, you build a powerful feedback loop. You tell your subconscious, what I'm doing is working. That belief becomes fuel. It motivates you to keep going, and momentum begins to build. At the end of each day, take just a few minutes to reflect. Ask yourself, what did I do today that moved me closer to my financial goal? What decision did I make that I'm proud of? What small result can I celebrate? This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Your brain needs wins to build confidence. And those wins are everywhere if you're willing to notice them. Maybe you made a call you were nervous about. Maybe you finished a task you've been putting off. Maybe you shifted your mindset in a moment of doubt. These moments count. They're proof that you're evolving, and your brain needs that proof. When you track your growth, create a visible record of your transformation. Write it down. Use a journal or digital notes. Keep a daily log of actions taken, thoughts challenged, ideas gained, and money received, no matter how small. Practice builds a narrative of success, and that narrative is what your brain begins to identify with. You're no longer someone who's trying to grow financially. You're someone who is growing financially. Identity drives behavior, and the more you see yourself as someone who is progressing, the more naturally you'll act in alignment with that role. Reflection also reveals patterns. When you review your days and weeks, you start to see what works best for you. Maybe you notice you take bolder action in the mornings. Maybe certain habits or environments boost your creativity. Maybe you find that when you speak affirmations before working, you're more productive. These insights are gold. They help you fine-tune your approach, amplify what's working, and eliminate what's draining you. Growth becomes strategic, not random. Another benefit of reflection is emotional regulation. Money is deeply tied to emotion, fear, worthiness, pressure, doubt. When you take time each day to reflect, you create space to process those emotions. You can identify thoughts that held you back. You can catch the subtle narratives like, this isn't working, or I'm falling behind, and replace them with evidence-based truth. You become emotionally resilient. Instead of being thrown off by every setback, you start to see challenges as part of the process. You bounce back quicker. You stay grounded in progress. You can also use reflection time to reinforce your vision, review your financial goal, reconnect with your why, imagine the outcome again. Let the progress you've made so far strengthen your belief in what's coming. This ritual becomes a daily mental reset. No matter what happened during the day, you return to focus, intention, and gratitude. That energy compounds. That mindset shift adds up, and your brain begins to treat success as the new normal. In just 30 days, you can build a whole new relationship with money. That growth won't come from inspiration alone. It will come from consistency, action, and self-awareness. By tracking your progress and reflecting daily, create a rhythm of accountability that keeps you on track. You stop relying on willpower and start relying on identity. You begin to trust yourself. See the evidence that you're becoming someone who creates income, who attracts opportunity, who is worthy of wealth. Success loves momentum, and momentum grows from reflection. Grows when you take a step, acknowledge the step, and then take another. This is how you turn daily effort into long-term change. This is how you train your brain to succeed. Not just once, over and over again. So now you've seen the roadmap. You understand that making more money in 30 days doesn't begin with luck, chance, or waiting for some miracle. It begins in the mind. It begins with your decision to think differently, speak differently, and act with purpose every single day. When you rewire your money mindset, set a clear financial goal, visualize your success, repeat empowering affirmations, take aligned daily action, and track your progress with reflection, you activate a powerful transformation within yourself. You're no longer hoping for change. You are the change. You're training your brain to believe, behave, and become the person who naturally creates abundance. And the best part, once this shift begins, it doesn't stop in 30 days. It builds, expands, it becomes your new standard. So commit fully, stay consistent, and remember, your mind is your greatest asset. Train it well, and there is no limit to how much you can earn, grow, and achieve